All right, so good evening, everybody, and welcome to a Monday after the weekend. Welcome to FaceTime with Todd Wharton. I'm your host, as always, FaceTime with Todd Wharton. And I'm just drying off right now because here in New York, April showers is no joke. No joke. I'm soaked right now. I'm trying to get a little warm. First of all, hello to my virtual audience. Come on in, start building up. We're going to have a good time tonight. And we're going to be chopping it up in a little bit with a great guy. But let's talk about a few things. Obviously, as always, I got to talk about my supporter here, Believe in You. Believe in You is from the first NFL female African-American football coach, Colette Smith. And she has an organization where she's a public speaker. And if you guys don't know her by now, she's from the New York Jets. And as always, what I like to tell you is believe in you, because anything is possible if you believe in you with my corporation right here, right now from Colette. So Colette, thank you as always for supporting. Let's talk about what's in the news. Did you guys see what happened with the guy in the military? He got pulled over and cops claim he didn't have a license plate, which he didn't, but you can clearly see in the window that he had a temporary license plate. Now, I understand at night it's probably hard to see, but when you pulled him over, you got two cops, one going to the door and the other one in the back. So the guy in the back should have seen that right away and go to the cop, oh, he has it. Problem solved. But you know what this is a case of? I don't care if people believe me or not. This is a case of racial profile. You had a military guy, African American, did nothing wrong, and then out of nowhere, he gets pepper sprayed, and the cops claim that he was evading them. Come on now. How much more BS do I need to hear in this world? So the brother who's serving our country, so you got pepper sprayed. That's what I'm hearing, because you didn't have a license plate, which you actually did. I mean, what's going to happen next? He had a taillight broken. Imagine if that happened, if he had a taillight broken. Know what would happen? Here come the dogs. It's just getting so out of hand. It's ridiculous right now. But let's get to something better. I'm excited to start out this week. We got a great guy coming on. Pro ball player. I'm going to let you guys check him out as I bring him in.
Konfuzion.
And we're going to have a chop it up with this guy today.
Looking at it. Got my sick with a confused from downtown. Number 26, Adrian Mack with back-to-back 3-point.
So, guys, we're about to go live with this gentleman. I'm just waiting for him to plug in so we can start him off right here. And then we'll get to chop it up with the fusion. I believe he's coming in right now. Welcome, pro basketball player, Streetballer from N1 and Ball Up on Fox Sports TV, my man, Mr. Adrian Konfuzion Mack. Sir, how you doing?
What's up, brother? How you, man?
I'm good. I see you growing your hair out, man. You know it's starting to get hot out there, right?
Nah, man. Hey, the chicks love the beard, man. So I gotta grow the beard out. Bald head, beard. You know they love that, man.
That's true, because I just started growing my beard back a little, just a little scruff, nothing crazy, because unfortunately as a talk show host, I got to keep a clean look. And I like the bushy thing, but I got to do what I got to do. I'm a little jealous right now, just to be honest with you.
Nah, it's cool, man. I gotta grow it out, man. Had to.
Definitely. Well, first of all, welcome to FaceTime with Todd Wharton, man. It's a pleasure to have you on. It really, really is. I appreciate you for being here tonight. I also got to show some love to Lakeisha Sutton, who put us in touch. I keep telling people, build relationships with people, build trust. And when you do that, a lot of your friends is coming along. So I got to show some love to Lakeisha Sutton, former NCAA star, for bringing us together. We got to show love to that. But tonight, we got to chop it up with you, man. So I was doing a lot of research, as I always do. First of all, welcome here in New York to FaceTime, because I know you're from Laymark, Houston, Texas, man. How is it down in Texas?
It's cool, man. It's laid back. Of course, we get crazy weather every now and again, man. We get some off the wall weather, man. This weather's so bipolar, it's unreal. You know, one day it's hot, one day it's New York, next day it's Boston, next day it's California. We just get all type of weather coming through here. But other than that, man, it's a real laid back place. A lot of NBA players, they come here to live because
Mhm.
we have no state tax. So a lot of the NBA players, whenever they done playing, they actually retire. They actually come out here and come out here and live because we have no state tax. So it's pretty cool.
Yeah, that's right. I forgot about you, no state tax. I mean, in New York, our taxes are okay. It's nothing crazy.
Right,
Taxes is pretty much a salary up here in New York. It's pretty crazy how
right.
much money they take out of our pocket. But speaking of Houston, I remember speaking with you briefly. You're a good friend from somebody who played for Houston for a little bit, who's now at the Brooklyn Nets, which is James Harden, correct?
Yeah, that's my guy, man. James Harden's my guy, man. He's always been a good guy, man. Always been real cool with me. Um, he actually saw me on the Nike Summit Series for the first time, maybe like 6 years ago. So he actually knew who I was before I knew who he was. And when we actually met, man, it was a pretty dope experience. So last year I played in a celebrity softball game with him, and I was able to, play softball and play right next to him, in a celebrity softball game. So just to be able to be around him, man, is pretty cool, man. He's a super solid guy.
Yeah, and I appreciate you saying that because it's good we hear from friends of NBA players because all we see is what the media portrays. And that's one of the downfalls of being a star or a celebrity is they only want people to see what they want people to see. Now, playing with Harden, let's set the record straight because everybody's always like, we don't understand why he's the top player. Why don't you just force him right since he's a lefty? Please explain to people, even though he's a lefty, that he's also pretty much as dominating on the right side as well.
It's just the way he shifts his body. And he's a big guy, you know what I'm saying? And a lot of people, they don't know how strong he is. So, once he gets you in position, man, and he's looking you dead in your eye, he's making all those crazy moves. And a lot of people don't know it's harder to guard a left-handed person than it is the right-handed person because their
Mhm.
moves are so deceptive. You just don't know what they're about to do. So
Correct.
he's super strong. All left-handers to me, all left-handers can shoot the ball. They have a natural form with that left. So, with him being 6'5", 6'6", being strong, being able to have that speed and that quickness, man, there's nothing you can do about it. He's gonna get you, and he's gonna score on anybody in the NBA. I don't care who you are. Once he make up his mind, he's gonna score. There's nothing you can do about it.
Well, if you ever speak to Mr. Harden, you tell him, come my way. I'm going to take him. I got some skills.
Man, it's gonna be
I
a
got
it's gonna be
I
a
got
long
some
night
skills,
for you, bro.
man.
Long night.
It's gonna be like Space Jam 3. It's my turn because they're
Right.
coming out the two right now. But let's get back to you. Now, from the age of 5 years old, you knew right away that you wanted to be an NBA star. You were practicing out in the streets, and your neighbors knew right away. What was the instant that you knew this is what I wanted to do?
Just the moment I fell in love with the game, just realizing the things that I can do with the game, um, and just realizing like how good I was compared to the other kids in the neighborhood. You know, it was just me. Me just figuring out that hey, this is something that I know I'm good at. I can dribble, I can shoot, I can pass, and I was just better than a lot of the kids in the neighborhood. So I knew then I was like, man, I got a gift, and I really got to take advantage of it, and just get better and perfecting the craft every day. And when you got the older kids knocking on your door every morning to come get you to come play ball, you got something. You know what I'm saying? So you never want to discredit those moments or try to shy away from what other people is trying to do for you. They seen something in me that I didn't see in myself, so I just took it and ran with it.
Oh, yeah. Now, when you were growing up, also, one of your childhood friends, I believe, was Ron Rice, right, from the Portland Trailblazers. Did you guys used to ball a lot together growing up?
Yeah, me and Ronnie Price. Yeah, he actually played with Kobe in the Lakers. He played for Portland. He played his first team he played for was with Sacramento, and he had a stint with Utah too with the Jazz. So I think Ronnie played maybe like 14 years in the NBA. He had a pretty solid career being a backup point guard. So me and him, we were together every day. He was a little bit older than I was, but as far as the moves and the things that he had in the NBA, we worked on those things like daily. Because he was good, like he was super good.
Oh yeah, I mean, just to get to the NBA, people don't realize like you could be the best player in college,
Right.
and I'll make an example of that. Christian Laettner at his time was ranked number one, I believe, in college when he was playing at Duke. But people don't understand. You may be the best in college, but you're also playing with people who can't make the NBA, right?
Right.
In college. But people don't understand once you get to the NBA, you're not the best player anymore. You're the top with the top of the world.
Right.
It's a totally different world when you go from the top of your game to playing with the top players in the world. And that's why people don't understand how good these guys are when you make the NBA and making a career out of it. And
Right.
Christian Laettner, as good as he was when he got into the NBA, his career was not what people expected because I don't think he expected how hard it was either.
Yeah, I mean, I think he played a lot of talent too when he was at Duke. They used him more as talent wise. You know, he had the skill, but he was more talented than a lot of those guys that were actually in the NBA. You know, he had Grant Hill, you know, Christian Laettner. They had a nice little squad at Duke. So I think once he got to the NBA, I think because he was so skilled in college and he was better than everybody in college, he didn't really work on this game whenever he got to the NBA. He figured I could just make the transition and just step right into it. But man, they were giving him hell when he got to the NBA, and he realized, damn, you know, I really got to work on my game to keep my name. You know, more so, you know, me just being Christian Laettner, that guy that hit the shot in the finals. You know, that turnaround shot with a point 1.2, 1.5 seconds left on the clock. I'm not that guy anymore, you know, and there's a lot of athletes in the NBA, you know, they're here to really like take my name. So I think he realized it kind of mid part of his career, and he had a pretty solid career, but it wasn't that career that that
People
he was
expect.
hoping for. Yeah, most definitely.
Yeah, and that's why I wanted to bring that up. People just don't realize how hard it is to make the NBA because you've seen great players like a Yao Ming, who's the top in his country, come
Right.
over to the NBA and he got walloped. Like my dude Nate Robinson stuffed him in a game, which is all you're talking about a 5'6" guy going up against a 7-footer. I
Right.
mean, that's crazy. And that's why what you do right now, street ball, and we were talking off the side, street ballers, I feel there are some of them that are better than NBA players. But let's talk about right now, because you made a point to me on the side. What is the main reason why a lot of these street ballers that seem to be amazing players and better than a lot of the NBA, why can't they make that transition to the NBA?
The transition, I mean, is because you get labeled. Is you know, you get labeled as a street ball player. It's tough, and the only guy that actually made it from being like a street ball player labeled that is Rafer Austin. You know,
Mhm.
Rafer was able to make that transition from like a New York guy. You know, him being a tough, hard nosed kid from New York playing on the playgrounds. He was able to make the transition from, you know, just transition his game from street ball to the NBA, and I don't know how the hell he did it, but he ended up having an amazing NBA career, and
Yeah,
he did pretty good. You know, playing in Orlando, he played out here in Houston, he played in Toronto, and he had a pretty solid career. So I think once you get labeled as a street ball player, you know, a lot of those executives and those guys, you know, from the NBA, they look at you just like, nah, he's gonna get in the NBA, and we don't need him tricking out, you know, the guys. We don't need him tricking out Allen Iverson or Kobe Bryant. We don't need him coming down the court, you know, embarrassing the guys that's really making us money in the NBA. So a lot of those guys, they don't want to get the embarrassing part, you know, being that they got the guys that's already, you know, pretty much the face of the NBA. You know, you can't have nobody come in doing tricks on Michael Jordan, and Michael Jordan's the face of the NBA. And you got this street baller called Professor coming in the game, and he's killing Michael Jordan doing tricks in the NBA game. So, you know, I think that's why the transition is harder, is because they don't want to lose the money part or the value part of the players that they already have that's already established in the
right.
NBA.
And I appreciate you saying that. Hey, for who's chiming in and out, right now I'm talking to Confucius, pro ball player. You can find him on Instagram at Confusion, which is K, and then Fusion with the Z _hoops. So it's very easy to find him. You can look
Right.
it up in the bio. So getting back to you, bro, in your early days, when I was looking up some stuff. Now, originally, obviously, ball with your passion, but you didn't start out going that route. If I'm not mistaken, when you were in high school, you decided to play football, and you actually got pretty good at that. So, what made you decide when you were a kid, like you want to play ball, you want to play basketball, but why would you go to football? Like, how did that even happen? It's kind of like you gave it up for a little bit.
I mean, just just the town that I was in.
Okay, folks, I think he's got a little technical difficulty with his video. Hey, Confusion, you may want to move a little. You're losing some Wi-Fi.
Just being a kid from Lamarck, this small town. It was pretty much known for football and state championships and winning,
Yeah,
football.
hold on one sec,
So
brother. I don't know if you noticed your
I was really
Wi-Fi
good
is
at
going
football. I was
pretty
good at
bad in
both.
and out.
So, they think that.
No, I'm losing you. Yeah, it might be a service where you are. All right, so guys, he'll be right back. He's probably having a little problem with the service. So anyhow, hope you guys are enjoying this interview sometimes. So Confusion, by the way, is a pro ball player. He's played in N1. You probably see him on sports a lot. Definitely ESPN. He's also played on Ball Up, which is Fox Sports TV. He mentioned a professor who everybody knows, and he's played with so many celebrities that we're going to get into. Like we were just talking about James Harden. James Harden, as you know, is probably one of the top 10 basketball players in the NBA who just got traded from Houston over to my Brooklyn Knicks. So we got him as well. And he's been doing a lot for probably the past 15 years. So any celebrity game that you see around the country, Confusion is actually rated one of the top celebrity basketball players in the country, especially by the NBA players. He has a style which I feel is very close to Tim Hardaway. We're going to get to that in a little bit. We're just waiting for him to come back so we can log him in. First of all, I hope everybody's doing okay. Thank you for watching FaceTime with Todd Wharton. Just to give you guys an update on what's going on while we're waiting for him. Tomorrow night, I have Hollywood director and actor Steve Stanulus going to be here. Steve has done some incredible films. And not only that, Steve just directed and starred in and co-starred with DMX. So we're going to find out about DMX's last film tomorrow night, which is called Chronicles of a Serial Killer. You can definitely catch that. I believe it's on Amazon or Hulu, but don't quote me. I'll find out more about that tomorrow. And then Wednesday night, we have a legend coming back to the show. If you guys know Coming to America, I got Mr. John Amos going to be here on Wednesday night. Thursday night, we have another legend, Shirley Jones of the Jones Girls, going to be here, R&B legend. And then Friday, another legend. We're going to wrap it up with Scott X from Brand Nubian. So hopefully you guys can tune in for that. And I got a lot of surprises coming in the next 2 weeks after that. Because the last week alone, I got the Village People, and I also got Play from Kid and Play is going to be in the house. And I got some other special guests that we're going to be confirmed this week. So I'm excited about the end of season 1. And again, sorry about the hold off, guys. I know we're still waiting for Confusion to come in, and maybe we can get him, maybe tune back in. But I know he's having a little bit of a hard time with his Wi-Fi. So here he is right here. Let me see if I can bring him back. And then we'll get him in. Let's try this one more time. And we'll continue to chop it up with Mr. Confusion from the N1 and Ball Up. So See if we can get this guy in here. All right. Just waiting on him to accept my request so we can get this thing going. All right, let's try that again. Wish I had my DJ here, man. I'd be like scratching it up a little with my man. Get some hip hop music. We'll get that going also. I see he's having a hard time coming in. I don't know what that's all about. Try to invite him again. Here we go. I think he's coming in. Hey, what's going on, man? You hear us?
Man, my signal's horrible, man.
I know. What are you using? Like a hotspot or something?
Nah, man, no hotspot. I use Xfinity, man, and they're crappy, man. Crappy as hell.
You know what? I think after this interview, it's time for you to get a new server because
Man, I know,
that's
right?
no bueno, man. That's no bueno at all. So let's continue what we were talking about. So let's get back to when I was mentioning with football. Now, for some reason, you decided in high school to stop basketball,
Right.
which is weird because that was your passion. Now, why did you go into football, which I do believe you became one of the top wide receivers in the state, but what made you transition into that? What was the reason behind that?
Just family, man, and you know, I was really good at football. I was good at both. So, you know, the school that I was at, they pretty much wanted you to pick one sport, and we were such a football dominant school. They made it to a point to where it was like, well, you know, focus on football. You know, football can get you into college, and I don't know, man. I was so burnt out on football, man, to a point to where when it got to basketball, I was just like, man, you know what? I don't even want to do it, you know, because our football was running so long in the basketball. By the time it was time for basketball season, we were in mid-season, you know, because of state, you know, playoffs and just different things like that. So, you know, just the football mindset just really burned me out on basketball. So once I got to college, my first day of playing football, I quit. I was done with it. You know, I was just really just burnt out on football from high school. So
Right.
I was able to make the transition back to, you know, really what I love, and really just got back on the court and just focused on, you know, pretty much everything I'm doing now. So it was a blessing. Even though it hurt, you know, me in high school, it was still a blessing, you know, because I was still able to make something and do something with basketball. So it's a crazy story, man. Crazy story.
Well, yeah, I mean, in high school, I believe you broke your ankle,
Right.
which put you out for a while. And I broke my arm playing football. And people don't know when you break something and when you start getting back on that horse again, it's really, really scary because you're always worried about if you're going to break your ankle again. And it's just a mentality that we have to go through. So for months, I went through a mental mentality and my arm's going to break. Now, when you went into college, you went to Texas Southern University, correct?
Correct.
That's where you played ball?
Right.
Okay. So when you were playing there, you pretty much gave up football because you went through what a lot of us go through. You know, you got coaches on your ass telling you you're not going to do this, you're not going to do that. A lot of coaches, for some reason, believe that negative vibes can really make a player better. I don't personally understand that. I think working with the player and making them think that they could be better than what they are in a psychological format instead of just constantly dishing them. I think dishing somebody can really bring down somebody's ego. And I think that's what happened to you. But I think the blessing about that was, I think it was God telling you, because these are his angels coming down and telling you pretty much, listen, we're getting you out of football because you belong in basketball.
Right.
And that was probably the thing. Now, when you got into basketball, when did you start playing again during the college years?
My sophomore year, I actually got back into it. It was that freshman year, you know, folk trying to focus on football and going into it and things like that. and me just really just trying to just show the coaches and show the people, hey, like I really can ball. So when they were able to see me actually hoop, they were like, damn, like this dude is killing everybody in the gym. Like it's crazy how he's going in here and he's killing the guys that's actually on the team, actually on scholarship playing basketball. Like it was just, I just wanted to just go at everybody, just prove to them that, you know, hey, well, I can make this transition over from football to basketball, and it worked out. It worked out.
Yeah, when I was watching some of your videos, you have a very similarity the way you play to a Tim Hardaway. You have the same build, you play low, and you got a dope crossover, like
I
a really,
appreciate
really good
it.
crossover. Yeah, man. So when I was watching you, if you guys ever get to watch one of his tapes or if you've seen him, you definitely remind me of a Tim Hardaway, and that was definitely a legend at the Miami Heat. But he was killer in the crossover. And
That,
don't get me wrong,
that,
you could definitely shoot the three. I've seen that.
all right.
Definitely seen that. Now, as your career grew, because when I was reading your bio, kind of skipped a little, but when did you start doing commercials? How did that even come about? Because I believe you did commercial with like Lisa Leslie,
Right.
who's obviously a legend, and then you did some with Rudy Tomjanovich, Elvin Hayes. How did you get into getting into commercials? Like, where did that even happen?
This guy I know, his name is Jesse Minch. He's he's one of like the craziest dribblers. They actually call him Snake because he slithers his body like a snake. He got some crazy dribbling stuff. So we found out about CX2CR doing a commercial in Dallas out here in Dallas, Texas, and they were looking for some dope street ballers for the commercial. So me and Jesse, we ended up just flying out to Dallas and was able to be part of just be part of the commercial. I never was really expecting it, but I knew I was good enough. I had the moves and the charisma to actually, be on film and actually do something dope, as far as, what they were doing with that commercial. And it was always a dream of mine to get coached by Rudy Tomjanovich, because,
Oh, yeah.
he won back-to-back championships with the Houston Rockets out here. So it was always just that mindset that, damn, maybe one day, I could be coached by Rudy T. And yeah, it didn't happen in the NBA, but it happened in the commercial. He's actually coaching me in the commercial. So, it's just crazy how God just worked things out for you. And he just kind of just took the commercial thing and just ran with it. We did everything they wanted us to do on the camera, on the film. And it just worked out, man. And then after that, I ended up getting a movie role in the movie. So, I was used to being on camera and just being in front of the lights like that, man. It was pretty dope, pretty awesome.
Yeah, which is great. I mean, you literally got to meet one of your idols. A lot
Right,
of people can't say that. I mean, Rudy Tomjanovich coached one of the greatest centers of all time in Akeem Olajuwon,
right,
and he got to coach Charles Barkley and Clyde the Glide Drexler. I mean, you're talking some of the top 50, and along with you work with Elvin Hayes, who's also one of the top 50 as well.
right,
And if people don't know who Tim Brown is, he's actually one of the former Heisman Trophy winners and one of the pro wide receivers for the NFL.
right.
So you definitely got a list
Oh
going
yeah.
on with you,
Oh
bro, which
man,
is
that was
crazy.
top five. One of the most legendary things I've done, man. Just working with Big E, actually being on set with with Big Elvin Hayes, and being around Lisa Leslie, Rudy T. Actually, Otis Thorpe was there. He actually met Rudy Tomjanovich out there when we were filming the commercial. Even though he wasn't in it, Otis Thorpe was actually there, you know, in Dallas that weekend, same hotel. So I was able to be around him. It was a pretty dope experience, man. Like I'll never forget that experience, man, filming that commercial.
Now it's amazing how you talk about all these inspirational people, but you have somebody present in your life right now that's the most inspirational person ever, which
Right,
is your daughter, 5 years
right,
old, correct?
right.
So how has COVID affected you and your relationship with your daughter? Has it been so much better? Have you gotten to know each other, even though you knew her obviously her whole life?
Right.
This whole time, were you able to really get to know your daughter with all this time that you had?
Oh yeah, man, most definitely. Just her being at home. Of course, the kids, of course, had a choice to either more, you know, do computer at home, do school at home, and just figuring out how to actually get her logged in for school, you know, all these different things, just being patient with her, just trying to figure out how can she actually make it through a day of class, just being really hands-on with her just really brought us closer, because usually, she's here with me, we're watching YouTube or we're watching movies and different things like that. But together, as far as her future and her education, man, just really brought us more solid together. Her seeing how patient that I can actually be, dealing with all the bull crap, logging into those thinking computers, man. It just brought us closer, man. It was hell, but it brought us closer for sure.
Now, when you say hell, are you talking about when she's like, Dad, could you help me with my math homework? And you're like, what?
Man, look.
Help you with what?
Man, the damn math, man, these days, man, is totally different. It's totally different. I don't know this new stuff, man, the new ways that they're teaching math, but it's totally different, man. It's not the same no more. So, yeah, me trying to figure out how to do math and pulling out a TI 82, 83 calculator and trying to figure this stuff out, it's totally different, man. It's not the same how it used to be for sure.
Oh yeah, I can imagine. I can imagine. Now, swinging back to your career, you played with the Harlem Stars, which is in the American Basketball Association.
Right.
How long were you with them, and when did you get the call for that? Because that was your first major call, if I'm assuming, correct?
Right. Yeah, that was my first major one. It was of course the tour was ran by Mike Gonzalez. We were kind of like a spinoff of the Globetrotters. So, we toured a lot of the West Coast, Arizona. We started in El Paso, Texas, and we just hit the whole West Coast and pretty much did our thing with that. So yeah, that was my first. Man, I did 2 tours with them. We traveled. I was able to meet a lot of different people. People that I'm still cool with to this day. And it was cool, man. Just being able to, trying to figure out how I'm gonna go about doing the basketball thing, man. It was pretty cool.
Yeah, which is dope. Now, even though you played in the URBL league, right? Now, after that, you got to do something really, really cool. Because this was one of my idols growing up. You got to tour in the NBA Nation with the great Daryl Dawkins. Like, Duncan Dawkins,
Yeah.
man, how was it to work with this guy? Because that guy's a monster.
Man, that dude, him and Shaq, man, like the 2 biggest people like I've been around.
Mm-hmm.
Daryl was just a gentle giant. He was just a real, easygoing guy. He was always willing to help and look out for you. He had hands, man, like a big baseball glove, man. It was unreal. Like just seeing this big black dude, just as gentle as he was cool, man. Just being around Daryl, the legendary Daryl Dawkins, backboard shaking and backboard breaking dude. He was just, people don't understand how cool and how soft spoken he was as, just being a big guy, So that was most definitely an honor working with Daryl Dawkins, man, for sure.
Oh yeah, and then Shaq alone, everybody, we all know Shaq. I mean, he's beyond a basketball player. Like people even tell me when I meet him, you can never forget how great and an impact he was on the NBA. But Shaq had a totally different world about him. He's a comedian, he's a rapper, he's a friend, he's just an all-around good guy to be around. Do you co-sign on that?
Oh yeah, most definitely. He's funny. He's gonna find something out about you. He's gonna look at you and he's gonna make a joke and say you look like this person, you know. And he clowned me because he said that I reminded him a lot of Derek Fisher. I guess just the bald head thing. So he's a funny guy, man, and his charisma, man, is unreal. He's just a big silly dude.
Yeah, he's a goofball, and I love when him and Charles Barkley go at it all the time. They kind of remind me of the 2 old guys in the Muppets in the balcony that
Oh
just
my God,
argue with
man.
each other all day.
Man,
Can you imagine
those
just doing a
two,
parody of Charles Barkley and Shaq in the balcony, and they're
man,
just going at each other?
that's
I
all they
think I'm
do,
going to
man,
do
all
something
day.
like that.
all day
All they
long.
do.
That's all they do is clown all day.
Oh man, that would be crazy. So you played in two major street ball for a long time, which a lot of people know, and one,
Right,
and then you got Ball Up, which was on Fox Sports Network
right.
on TV. Um, Now, did you have to try out for these things, or was it more of somebody called you and said, "Hey, we want you to be a part of these shows and also obviously league that are coming out"? Was this something you had to try out for, or was it a call?
No, not with ball up and one. Yeah, and one. Everybody got to do the open run for TV for the show. Of course they use a lot of the footage for for the camera. They got to see you in open run. For the ESPN stuff. But ball up, they kind of knew who I was, so it was easy to make the decision over, doing ball up. Um, and my first year doing ball up, I was coached by DeMar DeRozan, who of course he played for Toronto. Now he's with the Spurs. So yeah, the and one, yeah, you got to do the open run and things like that. But ball up, it was more so, okay, all right, we know who this guy is. Let's get him in.
Right. Now, let me ask someone on Ball Up, 'cause I was watching it. It's obviously a real game, but is the game more for show for the fans, or was it an actual like hard, run of the mill, working hard game, or was it more for show for the fans?
Nah, it's they got guys on the ball up team, man. They Professor, Bone Collector, Ab there. I mean they had guys that even though you're playing real ball, they're still going to put on a show because of what they do. How they jump. Of course, Professor, he's got the moves. Bone Collector, of course, he's going to break your ankles. I mean, they had guys, even though you're playing a real game, they still had guys that still was going to put on the show, regardless of how hard you played. They were
Mhm.
still going to do a show. So it was more so both. We were actually trying to beat those guys, and a lot of those games they got real competitive. To a point to where we're damn near fist fighting those guys because the games were super competitive, crazy.
Yeah, and I've seen on some of your videos. Now, you're touring right now. Are you still touring with the Ball Up right now, or are you touring with another celebrity league?
No, yeah, ball up's been done since 2016. They don't have it
Right.
no more. So ball up's been done. But right now, me and my team, we actually focus on the celebrity game. So pretty much all the big celebrity games that they have, I'm pretty much in them. So I've been in games with Cardi B, Drake, Snoop Dogg, DJ Khaled, Chris Brown, you name them. Like I've been in games with anybody you can think of. It's crazy.
Yeah, which is awesome. And you just keep doing these different things. And you know what's crazy? A lot of people's dreams to make the NBA, right? And when they don't
Right,
make it, they sort of give up.
right.
And you actually didn't give up. You're actually making a pretty cool career out of doing what you love to do. I'm sure NBA will always be a dream of yours, but at the end of the day, I think your second dream is actually being able to make a career out of playing ball. Am I correct on that?
Oh yeah, most definitely. A lot of people they of course, you want to aim high, go for the NBA. Try to go to the NBA. That's the main goal is to go to the NBA. That's the highest level of basketball competition you can play on. If it doesn't work out, I want to give people hope that you can do other things and have a pretty successful career. And you still able to play against NBA players in the summertime. You get to play against them in the celebrity games and stuff like that. So that's all I want to do is just inspire people and show them that hey, even though I'm not in the NBA, you still can know me the same way and feel as though I am in the NBA by the things that I do and what I have going on, outside of the NBA.
Right. Now, during those games, could you remember like a play that was one of the most spectacular things that you were involved in that you've ever seen when you were playing in one of your games? There's something that can come right off the head. Do you remember just this one play where you're just like, wow, can't believe that just happened?
Um, I think I can go back to Ludacris's game. I was playing in Ludacris Luda weekend, and Lance Stevenson was on my team, and holy shit, I've never seen nobody get buckets like he was unreal. I just dribble the ball down the court and just pass Lance the ball just to see what he gonna do. And him and Lou Williams, man, they actually was going at it like crazy. So, just watching him drop like 55, 60 points on Lance Stevenson easily, it was just like it was crazy because I never seen nobody just really just take over a game like that. But Lance Stevenson, man, he got super game, like super game. I think it was the most memorable thing that I remember was just him just snapping in the game. I was like, damn, this dude is unreal. Like, it's crazy.
Yeah, and I love that. Hey, shooting back, by the way, I wanted to ask you, when you met Lisa Leslie, did you like step to her and be like, yo, I could take you, no problem. You ever just want to play one-on-one with her?
Who, with Lisa? Hell
Yeah.
no, man. She not gonna post me up. That's a 6'5" giant right there. Nah, I'm good on that, man. Like, I'm cool. I'm cool playing Lisa. Lisa get me in the post, man, and back me down. Nah, I'm good on it's some women, man, you just don't want to play against, man. And Lisa Leslie, she just so happened to be one. Like, nah, you don't want that problem, man. You don't want that.
You can just go up to him and be like, listen, after we do this, let's go get some drinks because you're pretty fine for a basketball player. So I
Yeah,
want to hang out with
she's
you after this commercial.
man, she's super gorgeous, man. She's super, super gorgeous. I met Skylar Diggins, and oh man, she took my breath away. Skylar was super beautiful, man. Super, super beautiful.
And here's a question. Just a couple of things. We got some fans and people asking questions. Guys, if you to be on the show, my team handles all the booking. It's bookings at FaceTime with Todd Wharton. And Jameer Town here, sir, he wants to know, have you played with Ice Cube or the Big Three?
We actually working on getting me in the Big Three now. So we're actually working on that. I actually know Ice Cube. I did a basketball camp for the Big Three 2 years ago out here in Houston. So I've actually met Cube and met Cube. I met Dr. J. I've met pretty much the whole staff from the Big Three. So that's my next goal, man, is to actually get in the Big Three and actually compete against those guys. I know I can, and I'm working on it. I'm working on it.
Yeah.
So be on the lookout for that soon for sure.
That would be pretty crazy. You got to let me know because I would love to watch that. Now, off the cuff, I was speaking to some of your friends. Now, I heard a little rumor that you could sing. Is that true?
That's super true. Don't try to get me to do it on here, but I actually can, man. Like I actually can hold a note. So I'm
I'm
shy,
not saying
but
nothing. You don't want to serenade a brother?
no, man, I
You don't
can't do
want
it.
to serenade
Hey,
me, man? What's up? Am I not good enough for you? What's going on? You don't want to sing for me?
maybe if you was Janet Jackson, I'll probably hold a note or two for you. But you not Janet Jackson, brother. I'm sorry.
Yeah, no problem, man. I ain't Janet. I'm Todd if you're nasty. No, I'm just playing.
Nah, you good, man.
So it'd be kind of be cool. Like during a halftime show, to like, all right, ladies and gentlemen, we have a special singing arrangement. Confucius is going to come out here and
No,
sing
man.
"I Believe I Can Fly" by R. Kelly.
No, man. No,
And
man.
all the kids are going to come out. Oh my God, R. Kelly! I'll be
Hey,
like, oh no, here we go.
I ain't touching no sky, man. And his name is R. Felony, not R. Kelly.
That's so messed up. Yeah, R rated. That's pretty much what that is.
Most
Pretty
definitely.
bad.
Most definitely.
So we have some people out here. Where are you going to be touring right now? Do you have a lot of dates coming up that people can possibly come see you? Because
Yeah,
obviously we got people in here. Mhm.
actually, I got a big game coming up. In DC, June we doing the game for Breonna Taylor in honor of Breonna Taylor. So we've actually been talking back and forth with her parents about the game. With her mom, we actually been doing Zoom calls and stuff with her mom, just about the Breonna Taylor game that we have coming up during the Juneteenth weekend. So it's gonna be a big game. We got Lance Stevenson, we got um, White Iverson. We got a lot of big names that's actually coming out to actually play, and be a part of that weekend. for that game. So it's going to be big. Ron Hollins, we have him from the NBA. Josh Powell from the NBA. DeMar Johnson, who actually played with the Nuggets, we have him. David Hawkins, he played with the Rockets. So we got a lot of big names actually coming out for that game, June 11th in D.C. It's going to be at Annapolis High School in D.C.
And it's Breonna Taylor. Now, I don't know if you know, you've probably seen it on TV. I'm actually friends with Ben Crump.
Yeah, that's my guy. Actually, I met Ben games last year in Miami. So yeah, I actually met Benjamin Crump. Yeah, he's a good guy, real good guy.
That would be probably an amazing person to get to this game. Like right now, out of all the celebrities, Ben Crump right now is at the top of this game. And if you got him to come to that game, and I'm sure Brianna could probably, Brianna's parents, I'm sure should make that phone call, because I think he'd be the perfect person just to do a little keynote speaking right in center court, possibly during halftime. I think people will really appreciate that, especially doing a benefit for Breonna Taylor.
Yeah, the guy who's actually helping with the game actually got Ben Crump to the last one. So I'm sure he's gonna work something out to get Ben Crump there, probably along with Trayvon Martin's mom too as well. So yeah, that would be a super honor, man, to have him speak and talk about the social injustices that's going on in the world. I think a lot of people are still lost. I just seen last night another kid got shot in Minnesota, so I want to send love to his family and things like that. But it's most definitely a subject that needs to be touched on, and it's still happening. That a lot of African American people are still being racially profiled, and just being unjustified by the police department, man, in this world. So we most definitely want to, touch on that topic, and most definitely follow, the Black Lives Matter movement and the things and injustices that's going on in the world. I was actually listening to you before I actually got on here, and you were talking about, what actually happened. So I want to salute you for that. Most definitely, it's a subject that needs to be touched on and brought on. It's sad, that the Black people are still getting oppressed by police, and we still have to go through these things till this day. So most definitely want to keep that going.
Yep, and I appreciate you for saying that. And as you know, I run New York City's Peace Concert here every year as well. I've been doing this for a minute, and you should have you guys call me, because if you're looking for a second public speaker, I'm the public speaker here in New York for Peace. I'd be more than happy to come out there and talk, because it's not just about African Americans going out there and talk. It's also about all nationalities getting out there and having the same vision. Because I always tell people, listen, I'm a white guy, but I'm going to tell you right now, there's a major problem in this country. I don't know what it means to be an African American, but damn, half my friends are African American, and I'm sick and tired of seeing the bull that's happening right now. Right. So when people like me step up and stand together with everybody else, it helps the movement even stronger, because what it does is it unites people. And when I speak in Times Square and around the country, I make an impact. So if your boy wants to call me and wants to bring me out there as well for Brianna, because I'm working with Keon Harrell right now, who's the person that got racially profiled for stealing the cell phone. So I'm on that right now, and we're working with some major corporations right now, talking more. Have a guy call me, because that's what it's all about. It's about all of us coming together and making people realize that unity is an instrumental factor to everybody's lives, because we all deserve the same exact life at the end of the day. And that's the way I look at that.
Most definitely. Even with the Asian community and the things that's going on with the Asians too as well. We actually got the guy from the movie Boogie, the Asian kid who just came out with the movie Boogie, the basketball movie that just came out. We actually got the game too as well. So we just want to, we want to spread light on all nationalities, no matter your race, your skin color, what you wear, whatever it is that you do. We want to welcome all nationalities, all races to the platform, and try to put a dead stop to just the profiling, man, that's going on in our country for sure.
And I love that. And listen, any of those players, the celebs you're talking about, Brianna's parents, They want to come on in and promote the event to get more awareness, to get people hearing from them personally what's going on. Bring them on, man, because that's what it's all about. It's about having great things happen that more and more people need to know about. You know, and it's events like this and things like what you're doing. I'm inspired by it. So you're inspiring me right now, man, because I love hearing about stuff like this.
I
You know,
appreciate it.
seriously.
Appreciate it.
Of course, of course. So you got that coming up in June. Are you going to be taking a little bit of a hiatus, or are you starting to see things starting to pop up again where you're getting more dates from moving around the country?
Yes, yeah, things are really starting to gradually come along. Being that you know, COVID is they're kind of opening things back up now. So, you know, more gyms are opening. They're giving more leeway to do more things and more games and stuff like that. So, most definitely, I'm seeing a lot of different things pop back up. But I have more things coming up in between that. But you know, that game is going to be so big. You know, we most definitely want to touch on that. You know, because of what's going on, and I mean, of course, as of yesterday, you know, it's still going on. So, I usually talk about the things that's happening in this world. So since that game is brought up on social injustice, most definitely want to talk about it because this is stuff that's still happening till this day. But in the meantime, in between time, you know, I'll have things going on in between it up until June for sure.
Exactly. And the best part about it is you get to spend all this great time with your daughter, like we touched on before.
Most definitely.
So, I mean, that's a blessing in itself. You get to spend all that quality time, which a lot of parents wish that they can get because there's not enough time in the day. So,
Right.
Besides your Instagram, if you guys don't know, I've been speaking with Konfuzion. You can follow on Instagram with Konfuzion with the K and a Z, Infusion_hoops. Is there a website that people can follow you at and learn your stories and find out where you're going to be at, schedules and stuff like that?
Yeah. You could just follow. Well, you can go to confusionbasketball.com and just pull it up. You know, KONFUZION basketball.com. You can go in there and check it out. I'm more so working on now updating the website, giving, you know, just updating just different things. I have so many other things going on. I most definitely need to update it, but you know, it pretty much has how I got started playing ball on the website. But I'll be updating it soon for sure.
Beautiful, beautiful. Well, first of all, man, thank you for being on FaceTime with Todd Wharton. I appreciate you and I appreciate Lakeisha for hooking us up. I'm loving what you're doing. I'm loving that you're keeping your dream alive, your passion alive, by working hard. Because I know in your bio, you told yourself never to give up, and all the negative comments that people have said to you just made you even stronger. And, you know, I always tell people one thing, if anybody's ever talking behind your back, it's because they're behind you for a reason. And that's the way everybody should
Right.
look at life. Keep moving forward and let them keep talking back there. So thank you for being an inspiration to a lot of people. Just because you don't make the NBA doesn't mean you don't become a pro to the world and inspire the world, not just by basketball, but by your words and the kind of man you are and the kind of father you are. We need a lot more people to come out and keep doing that. So I appreciate you for that, man. Seriously.
Oh yeah, most definitely, man. I see my boy Britt, Kid Dynamite. Appreciate y'all, man, for tuning in. Kid Dynamite, let's catch up, brother.
That's right. And thank you to the virtual audience for tuning in to FaceTime with Todd Wharton. You can follow me, Todd Wharton, WHARTON official. I interview celebrities 5 days a week, and the show's only getting better. So let's give you guys an update on what's coming up. Tomorrow night's a great interview. I'm interviewing director and actor award-winning Steve Stanulis. Steve is actually the director-actor who co-starred with DMX in his final film. So we're going to talk about that tomorrow night. Wednesday night, definitely tune in. He's coming back. I got the great legend and his son, Casey and John Amos, for Coming to America, is going to be here on Wednesday. And then Thursday, we have the legendary Shirley Jones of the Jones Girls. If you guys don't know them, they're a huge R&B group back in the 70s and 80s. And then Friday night, we got to cap it off with my man Sadat X from Brand Nubians, going to be in the house on Friday. So we got a great lineup here. You know, joining this man to start off the week. And this is a great way to start off with you, man. And I appreciate you for being on. And I'm going to talk to you offline. This interview is going to be available in about 5 minutes because I'm really quick like that. And I'll put it up on the wall.
My boy Swift on his feet.
I see him. I see him. So, guys, as I always say, please, during this time, please wear a mask. please practice social distancing. COVID doesn't give a crap about your race, your gender, nationality. All it cares about is your system, and it wants to kill us each one. But we all deserve to live the same life, which means let's take care of each other. We're family, we're humans, and we all deserve to live on this earth no matter what. All right, so guys, if you're not living a passionate life, then whose life are you living? All right, I'll see you tomorrow night. I'll see you soon, bro.
I see people out here, man. They be living for other people, man. I mean, let me see. Yeah, I'm a ball player, man. At the end of the day, so
That's right. Well, I think you're cutting out, but we're gonna talk in a bit. So guys, have a great night, and I'll see you tomorrow night.
love, brother.
Love.